be forgetting to do this shit, Breezy. Be like, you be halfway through the show and I'll be reminding you. And then it'd be too late by then because we almost done this shit. But anyway, this is Beatz and Bitz podcast, man. Does media really matter? Or still matter? Me and Breezy was talking about yesterday the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 debacle. It's still a solid game if you can get past the microtransaction bullshit. You don't, and I guarantee if you buy it and don't use it, you know, they're gonna keep tweaking. And I see they're gonna keep tweaking it because EA they spent probably a cool, I'd say $500 million to get the rights to do the game. Because ain't nobody else doing Star Wars games if you on a console or PC. Unless you know the mobile games or whatever, you on there. You on there still rocking with Forces. What's the name of the damn phone game, Breezy?
No idea.
I don't know, but I forget the name of it. Powers of the I don't know. But peak game though, right quick. So GameSpot did the lobby today. Now you know your boy tuned in, and they spent the greater part of the show complaining about the microtransactions. And one dude jumped in the comments and said, "It's y'all fault for not stopping this. Because if y'all had been reporting on this shit a long time ago and been putting the fire on them, like you said, Breezy, before, that they would not be more inclined to do this because they know that the backlash would be severe." So the dude, I don't know the dude name, but the dude pretty much was like, well, it's gonna be people outside of the game's community, like I said, that's gonna be playing Battlefront. That's gonna be people, and it's gonna be kids or whatever. Like I said, they just threw their hands up in the air and they said, "Yo, it's gonna be way too many people outside of the people that was mad on Reddit." Even though that's a substantial amount of people that would have been, inclined to buy the game. And because it's going to be so many more people that's going to be buying the game outside of the core, the gaming community at large, you know what I'm saying? Then it ain't our fault because we could talk about the shit when we can, but it ain't our fault because people gonna still buy it even if we didn't talk about this shit for 2.5 weeks. They basically were saying. So does news matter anymore, Breezy? Well, even doesn't matter. Does it matter at all? Like, because when you have a media, was back in the day, the news was all like the news mattered. Like, unless you, and it's like nowadays you gotta do, basically you gotta be, if you're trying to be a news outlet, you gotta pander to the negativity, or you gotta go to some fucking, I'm just talking about news in general. You gotta go to some fucking like war-torn country, or in the games community, you gotta basically get a big interview, or you gotta write for, write for a few big gaming websites to get your name out there, or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get into the game, you realize it's a whole bunch of ass kissing. Motherfuckers ain't keeping it real. So you essentially are there just because you have fun. You have fun as a news anchor, but you really can't talk about the issues or whatever unless you do the shit on your own. And when you do the shit on your own, you gotta be wary of motherfuckers having an agenda, or even with radio stations. Like, I just watched the artists, like it's a whole bunch of artists now that got radio stations. You know, and some of them are mad because, you know, motherfuckers ain't jumping on the bandwagon because who they are onto their radio station or onto their podcast or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If the shit ain't making them no money, they feel like it's a wash. You know what I'm saying? They feel like it's a dud because, you know, they can't get no money or they can't get no opportunities from it. So people shy away from keeping it real because keeping it real ain't paying no bills, basically. People were willing to swallow their pride and they didn't need for a check. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Gotti said it best. Sometimes when you being real, you gotta be real by yourself and don't nobody wanna be that. And then don't nobody wanna grind. I don't feel like wanna grind and work no more. They just rather, you know, let me jump on this big website. Let me get up on this website real quick of this news station or this radio station. I don't have to put in no work. I just have to kiss enough ass and rustle enough jimmies to get on a station, and then hopefully the people like me, and the people like me, I'm gonna just, you know, I ain't gonna speak on the issues. I'm gonna just give people what they want to hear, basically. And when I heard that man say that it wasn't shit he could do, even though they could, you know, cry, but they crying in front of the people. He was like, the people that watch the lobby ain't necessarily or in the loop. They know what's going on. They want to know more about what's going on. But a casual person who's just picking up the game, and you know, these kids that's picking up the game that may or may not be versed into the gaming industry like we are, or the people that's watching the shit, it really ain't no point. So we just basically sit up there and, you know, for however long it was, 30 minutes, hear them bitching about, like, I had left the screen, came back, they still bitching about the same shit we was talking about. And I mean, and you broke it down eloquently for me because I didn't realize some of the shit was going on. But we ain't gonna sit up here in every episode complain. I used to complain about the shit, but now it's like either I'm gonna play the shit or I'm not gonna play the shit. I'm gonna get the microtransactions, I'm gonna get the DLC, and that's where it comes down to. And you know, you gotta make a stand with, you know, your dollars. You know, but how you feel about that, Breezy? Does media still matter?
It's a lot to say here.
Go ahead, go off.
Media absolutely still matters. The problem is you have people in media who don't care about things in a balanced and fair way, and unfortunately, that is tied to how they earn their money, which is through how many eyeballs can you get on this video. And as we know, negativity and controversy is what draws the biggest crowd. If we had proper media for games like we did in the mid 90s, early 90s, even going into the early 2000s, we wouldn't have as much of an issue as we do now with people accepting a lot of these microtransactions as the norm, people accepting these games being released at, you know, half finished with all of these day one patches, or, you know, selling people content on the disc after you've already paid for the content on the disc. You know, the reason all of this is allowed to continue to be happening is because the media isn't looking out for the consumer. The media is looking out for the publisher and even the developers to a lesser extent to make sure that they can continue to get the ads for the games on their website and go to the free and get the free, you know, food and play an early version of say like Assassin's Creed or whatever. And that's where the problem herein lies, is like the media needs to separate themselves and remove themselves from being in bed with the publishers and, again, to a lesser extent, the studios.
Well,
Unfortunate.
Hold on, let me ask you this question real quick. So when they do that, they pretty much cut off a big part of their revenue stream. And the problem with that was like X-Play, like G4 died because they didn't have game. They say, yo, we gonna be ice. Like they you know, they X-Play was their pride and joy, and when they reviewed games, they tore into the games. Like they didn't sugarcoat shit. They was, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, even though she may not been, her gaming card was in question. But the point of it being was they kept it 100. Whether it was her, they kept it 100, and that was what drove the industry away from that television station, because they was keeping it so real that, and that's, then you gotta ask the question, okay, well, am I gonna keep it real, or I'm gonna go for that check? Because if I don't go for the check, then I don't have a job, and I keep it real, and motherfuckers at the end of the day, they gonna still buy the game. So is it in my best interest to keep it real? Same thing with the hip hop shit. Do I, go in on, motherfuckers that make bad content, whack music, or just this, the motherfuckers go with it because a small group of people like the shit. But we gonna keep promoting the dope selling and all this other shit. Never mind that niggas got music that's jamming that don't have nothing to do with none of that. No drugs, no nothing. It don't have, it's music out there that and games out there too that don't push these micro transactions down your throat. So,
well, here's the thing. The reason G4 closed up, for the most part, and there's controversy around Adam Sessler and Andrea Renee and how they did reviews, because there was a huge controversy with Adam Sessler and him giving a very terrible game a 10 out of 10 at one point while still working for G4. But the main reason G4 closed up shop was their content, while it started out amazing, it slowly turned, as most studios do when they get purchased out. And G4 got purchased out, and it slowly started to turn, and they wanted more profit. The people who ended up purchasing G4. And because they couldn't turn a high enough profit, they had to close down. We can look at 1UP, we can look at game trailers, we can look at Shaq News for a short time before they got bought out and then switched over to what they switched over to. I mean, the list is endless of a small company, corporation doing really well for themselves financially, keeping the lights on, paying people a decent wage, and then a larger entity purchasing them and then saying, no, you guys need to make more money. Why aren't you more like Kotaku with their, or not even Kotaku. Let's say, why aren't you more like, some of these more rumor sites like Perez Hilton's website or, whatnot. And that's what ends up happening, because you can look at gaming trailers, for instance, and the original crew, game trailers went to Patreon, and they're making about $45,000 a month for the entire crew of game trailers. The ones that did the video editing and did the reviews and did the gameplays and tried to be fair and balanced. The problem is, once you remove yourself from being beholden to a publisher or a studio because they gave you a free game or because you're friends with them, you no longer feel the need to be with their reviews. Now, as far as games that are put out that don't have microtransactions and everything else like that, well, a lot of these games, a lot of people don't know about. That's the one thing. And the second thing is because we have a media or an industry that's not focused on these games that come out that are absolutely great and outstanding. And they don't talk about them. They don't promote them. They don't do interviews with them. And it's not because these people aren't reachable. It's just they don't have an interest in doing it. They'd rather put out a top 10, what's the most controversial deaths in video games, and they'll list something silly like, Simba, the Lion King game from like 19 whenever, and it's like, this is a stupid article. Or what's the top 5 first-person shooters, and they overlook stuff like Metro to add in stuff like Battleborn, or, not Battleborn, some obscure-ass first-person shooter that nobody has ever heard about that was generally panned by the public. So if you want the gaming community to be on a united front, you have to put the information out there, number one, in terms of articles and reviews and things of that nature. But you also have to cover situations like what's going on with Star Wars. Like, even if everything exploded these last 3 days with Star Wars, only a handful of the big sites are actually covering it. And that's a problem. You have mostly smaller sites covering how long it takes to unlock everything. What's the total cost of everything? What was all reduced once the controversy, kicked off? And there was a mention of a guy getting death threats who worked at EA. It turns out he never got death threats. In fact, he's nothing more than a beta tester or a QA analyst of some sort, and he lied about that. And the news websites, the gaming websites, aren't investigating things of this nature. Oh, it was on Kotaku, so shout out to that one writer at Kotaku. I still don't fuck with Kotaku for other reasons, but shout out to that writer, specifically him. I didn't look at his name, so I don't know his full post history on Kotaku, but a lot of websites are just not doing their due diligence. They would much rather, and it's much easier for them to say, see 1, 2, 3 happen, whatever, go buy this game. If you really want to boycott microtransactions, don't buy the game at all. So a game nobody is talking about right now is Need for Speed, the recent Need for Speed. I got bored after our conversation last night, and to my programming guy, and I went back to Angry Joe's YouTube channel, and he had put out a video review of the new Need for Speed. The new Need for Speed has just as bad of transactions, of microtransactions, as Star Wars.
But I already went in on that game.
And that's something I didn't.
That was horrible.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know about at all. And it's like, now this is new. Like, this should also be.
I told you.
You told me, but I must have blanked or something. You told me. I blanked hard then because I don't remember at all. I really blanked. Oh, my bad. But like, he showed. Like, he was doing the whole thing. You can't even customize your car like we're used to customizing it with actual different engines and actual different exhausts and actual different tires. It's all like unlock cards. It's pretty much in-game gambling for shit you're not sure about. And it turns out that a lot of the games that EA has been producing for the last 3 to 4 years have had these type of like little microtransaction gaming card, what's the game where you have to guess which one card is the king, and you lay the 3 cards out on, you shuffle them and shit. It's like, this is what they've been doing and slowly implementing it. And I guess now, because it has this IP of Star Wars, that it's become this huge thing. As far as the new people coming in, the casual people who don't know anything about it.
Oh, you're talking about Titanfall, but Titanfall had that, and EA kind of looked at Titanfall because they had the burn cards or whatever, and the burn cards were self-contained. Like, they started out as microtransactions, but then nobody buying the shit. So then they switched it over and they made it be all in game. And if you wanted to get burn card packs, you could get burn card
not the
packs.
Burn card. There's a tabletop game that you play, and you have 3 cards in front of you. It's 3 card Monty is what I'm thinking about. Is what I'm thinking about. It's 3. Yeah, it's called 3 Card Monty. It's a very simple game that people play in front of the Vegas stores, or stores in general. You have 3 cards, and it's all sleight of hand tricks to get money out of people. But anyway, anyway, it's like, this has been something they've been implementing for years. But the best way to combat microtransactions is not to buy the game in the first place at all, because the fact that EA, hold on, let me pull this up. The fact that EA is telling people people need to be patient on Star Wars Battlefront 2 microtransaction, and them talking about offering live services. Why should people be patient? They've already paid you $60 for a game. Or more if they pre-ordered for certain characters.
Well, not even characters. It's you either bought it 3 days early, like I did, to play it and be early, and I did it just strictly for the story. And so that I could play, I could play it and beat it, and then I might trade it back in for something else. I don't know.
Yeah, because like I'm looking,
and they said they're gonna roll out. I mean, they still are gonna have a big rollout for the different characters and different maps and shit like this. So I might stick with it if they fix all of it, but if not,
we'll see. Because I'm looking at a current breakdown right now to unlock everything in this game, and you either have to pay $2,100 to unlock everything and get everything, or you need to play this game for 4,528 hours.
Well, they changed. I mean, that was before the change. Like, you could buy right now, if you play through the story mode, you could buy Luke and Darth Vader You know, you can get Aiden, which you know, don't nobody really want to play another stormtrooper, but I mean, she cool, and you know, she's got different things that'll you know help her against you know the Jedi or whatever. And so does Boba Fett, which is relatively easy to get. Like since I got the Elite Deluxe Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition, I got Darth Maul, I got Kylo. I don't have only ones I don't have is the heroes. I got all, and I got Ray, I think, because you get Ray, you get the stuff for Ray or whatever.
Did you also know that in the offline mode,
Yeah,
and this is something I discovered when I went to Boogie's stream, Boogie2988. When I went to his stream, he was playing in offline mode, and you could only do that mode like 4 or 5 times before it locks you out, and you have to wait like almost a full 24-hour cycle to be allowed to earn more credits in these offline modes. Like this game has been completely gutted to be a free-to-play, heavily microtransaction game to the point, I don't want to say they'd have to start over, but like they're going to have to literally overhaul it and be a proper fucking game from damn near scratch. So it's like,
I mean, it's the same thing. I'm gonna keep it 100. It was the same thing that happened with Destiny. The only thing was with Destiny, the microtransactions wasn't tied all the way into the game, but it was the same shit that happened with Destiny, and people went crazy about that, and they fixed it, and eventually, when by the time Destiny, the last couple of expansions came out, they had fixed that game considerably because that was the same shit as like Destiny and Battlefront 1 was kind of like shallow husk even with the DLC. So they started doing, you know, a whole bunch of extra shit to modify the game. So I have faith that EA will be able to modify the game. Like right now, I have faith they're gonna do it. But I agree with you. Off top, they shouldn't have to do it. It should be already a finished game up front. I mean, the game itself is solid. The campaign solid. The arcade mode, the online mode,
yeah, it's generally
is solid.
From what I'm seeing and from what everyone's saying and talking about, everyone loves the gameplay. They love the game. They just hate this aspect of these microtransactions, and it's just like EA potentially had one of the biggest shooters this year in their lap, and they totally fucked it up. And it's just like,
well, I mean, when we get the sales figures for this week, because they're gonna have 2 SKUs. They're gonna have the 2 physical SKUs, the 3 physical SKUs, because you got PC, then you got the digital. When they see that them sales is low, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna be able to earn. It's gonna be skill based, totally skill based. Everybody's gonna be able. Everybody ain't gonna be able to get the same credits because all they did was go in, and it's easy to change the shit. It's super easy. They just did it within a matter of hours. So they it's the same thing with how people was accused, like people like Sony, right, at E3, and they had the 2 shits ready. If Microsoft's conference went the way that they all hoped that it would have went, where it had the constantly online the constantly always online DRM. You can't trade games. You know, 1 game per system. Like,
I thought that was Microsoft's conference.
No, but I'm saying both of if it went over with everybody, Sony was gonna do it. So my point is they be having this shit on deck, and that's the reason why they did the open beta. They knew this shit was coming, and then they knew also that they had to go in, and it's really easy fixes. They're gonna go in, change. All they got to do is go around and change the multiplayer readout to say, okay, high to low, least to greatest. It's simple, this is coding 101 shit right here. Like, motherfuckers gonna go in the next week if they don't if this first week sale they don't turn a profit, there should be.
Well, they're gonna turn a profit. I mean, we hear that shit all the time about.
I don't. But
we hear it all the time.
If it's not what they, but see, they're gonna turn a profit, but they're not gonna turn the profit that they had hoped for because of all this bullshit that's going on. And motherfuckers.
Yeah, but we hear. We hear the same thing come out of Activision.
But they gonna change the shit around. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, it happened with with them. They had, this is Call of Duty World War II is like their second lowest selling Call of Duty. It's still popping. People still online. I mean, but it's the second lowest, Call of Duty that they've been had.
Yeah, but they try to use, but they do whenever their games sell low, they try to justify including the microtransactions, which is absolute bullshit. Because
no. But see, this is the thing about it though. The difference is this is Star Wars, and what'll happen is at any moment in time, Lucasfilm, Disney, and all them could be like, you know what, we altering the deal because y'all fucked this up. We can't trust y'all with our property. They can pull this. We saw with Marvel and Capcom when they started doing their shit. Because I'm telling you, they had to restructure they shit, and I think Marvel versus Capcom Infinite is way different than it would have been. I think they would have did the same shit they would have did, if it had went over well in Street Fighter 5, it would have been the same bullshit in Infinite. That's why Infinite is such a stripped down game, because they rolling out shit. They gonna be rolling out his free DLC and all that, because Disney and Marvel said, you ain't finna fuck with our money like that. So now that they did it, EA, a whole separate company, then did this shit. It ain't going. It ain't going. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's gonna be overhauled, and they made it easy for them to go in depending on the reception. So because people ain't gonna, you gonna still have a fair amount of motherfuckers getting on, and I see them on here now. About half the motherfuckers on here been buying shit. I actually didn't get my damn starter pack because if you didn't scan the barcode on the damn front of the box, you didn't get your starter pack. So, but even still, the game, like I said, is solid. And people gonna play it, but it's not gonna have the game buster sales. And I'm telling you, don't think it ain't a phone call that went out from the Disney.
I believe a phone call. I absolutely believe a phone call happened day one, the moment this kicked off, and he did terrible damage control. That's probably what happened. Like, who's on the phone? Disney, motherfucker. That's probably what happened.
What they want? What they want? No, we got it. Don't even pick. What was that one? What was it? Liar, when his son kept on calling, and he was like, put him on live. No. That was Jingle All the Way when he was closing all them deals, and his wife kept calling about the damn karate thing, the karate what was that? Yeah, the karate class or whatever, and he kept fucking up. Shit, I'm telling you, about watch. I put a piece of peace on it. Shit, that they gonna. I'm telling you, this shit gonna be all the way fixed. Motherfuckers gonna be buying this shit in droves. And
hopefully people become more vigilant about this type of shit.
Oh yeah, that's why. Again, that's why motherfuckers.
If we don't stay on top of it, next thing you know, this shit'll be in every game, and it'll be what John Riccatello dreamed of every time you got to reload, it's a microtransaction. Every time you got to pick up ammo, it's a microtransaction, and it's like,
yeah. So, with that, I wonder. Like I said, man, and over on the hip hop side, motherfuckers are still pushing the negative shit. Like, there's so much positive shit that goes on, but I guess because do we blame the people or do we blame the gamers? Because I had we blame the hip hop artists, because some of this shit, if motherfuckers, like we said yesterday, wasn't playing Candy Crush, wasn't playing all this bullshit. Should we go take out our grandmama and their phone and shit? And
I think
throw that shit away, or should we go to every hood in America and buy all the 2K copies when they drop and throw them shit?
Nah. What I think is, I don't think what I believe is this. I think there's a time and a place for a game that has microtransaction, like a little mobile phone game where you waiting in the doctor's office or you riding the train, you riding the bus. Okay, cool. That's fine. It's a little quick game to just kill time. And if you want to keep enjoying yourself while you're killing time, yeah, you spend your dollar here, $2 here. But when you're sitting down at home in front of your couch or on the toilet, depending on if you got like a switch or some shit, or in the living room, in the bedroom, where you're like at home and it's supposed to be a comfortable experience, that's a different type of gaming situation. That's where I feel it's like this is now crossing the line. You're basically trying to give me the same experience I would have on my phone when I'm out and about trying to kill time. When I'm really at the crib when I'm trying to relax, and now you're just trying to get more money and milk more money out of me. And I think they both have their own lanes to which they should be able to exist. And unfortunately, what brought all of this shit on really is the Candy Crushes and the Bejeweled Blitz and how they really blew the whole fucking thing wide the hell open. Because you can look at other mobile games like that could have been microtransaction to all hell, but weren't. Specifically speaking to Angry Birds. You know, Angry Birds could have totally broke that shit down to, okay, you ran through all your birds. All right, for another try, that's 50 cents.
They did this shit. They did it later, but when they first came out, they didn't do it.
Exactly, and that had a huge run. I wonder what they're working on next, but you know, I think they both deserve two lanes. I would say the consumers who started this whole trend through mobile games and then, you know, the Candy Crushers and Bejeweled Blitz, they're not at fault. I would say it's most of the publishers really trying to just be money hungry at this point, because the developers themselves, when you look around the entire industry, they themselves are like, no, we don't want to do this, but we got to because the publisher contracted us to put this in here, even though we know it's going to fuck our game.
Well, I mean, and then can we like I said, like I was big on when we was fucking with these other websites shit back in the day. I was big on not beefing with these motherfuckers because we can howl and howl and howl and howl and howl, and it took motherfuckers. I said that I had to be the sacrificial lamb, basically, to get motherfuckers to see that shit wasn't gonna change. But I feel like, you know, until people like you have what's some dudes kind of funny and the dudes from Game Track, when you have the motherfuckers go and they support they own, or the people that represent them, then you get rid of all the bullshit, basically.
Yeah, so, it has to be. I mean, the devs know what's going on. The other publishing studios know what's going on. All the big, you know, console developers and makers know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. The problem is everybody is sitting down and saying, everyone's sitting down. I'm talking about on in general. Everybody has this sentiment of, well, I'll do something when somebody else does something, and it's like that's the wrong feeling to have. You should be doing something now if you know you can do something. If you can call and file a complaint and get a refund for your game, eventually that shit starts to add up and gets on their front desk, and they realize, hey, every year we put out this game of microtransactions, we're getting declining sales. Every year we put out this game and we don't tell anybody about the microtransaction. Then they find out about it. They want a mass refund because all of that stuff gets reported when you do refunds and you actually fill out the little survey shit and whatnot. If you bought it online or if you return it to a store, the store is going to be less likely to get product from that publisher or that developer because they're like, oh, well, this game's going to be microtransaction to all hell. So it's just, and honestly, the people who are pre-ordering digital copies, y'all are some fools, mainly because it's digital. They can't run out of it. Why are you pre-ordering a digital copy for some silly shit of a character or whatever when you know damn well it's going to be available day one in the fucking store for a purchasable fee? So like, there's a lot of...
Hold up. That I have been guilty of doing that, but because on PlayStation, certain shit, if you get on PlayStation, like the Frozen Wilds, if you pre-order that, you get a discount. Or certain shit you only can get if you pre-order it. Like they, you know, Sony games, if they, you know, they do it probably a year later. So, like,
but that's perpetual. That's what this whole shit kicked off on. It's pre-order. There's no.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'll admit, I pre-ordered shit too. I pre-ordered the shit from Mirror's Edge because I wanted that carrier bag. I still got that carrier bag. That carrier bag was fly as fuck to me, and I got it. And I paid my $5 for it. But it's like you're paying $5 for a copy of a game that you know is going to be available. Exactly, for just saying, okay, I know they'll have me a copy. It's like, how about you just go to a different store?
Yep. GameStop used to do that shit all the time, and then it's like somebody had canceled. That's how I ended up walking in and getting this shit, was simply because I ended up just walking in and picked up somebody's cancellation. So they was like, "Hey, you can get it." I was like, "I go ahead and snag it. I go ahead and get it because." You know, I'm right now. I'm right where I was on the playthrough. So right after we get through with this, motherfuckers tune in because we finna go. Because I need to see. I wanted to see what the fuck happened between what's the name of that shit? Return of the Jedi and motherfucking Force Awakens. Like, you know, unless you read the book, and the book didn't really tell you. Like they told you part of the story on how like the Empire turned into the First Order and shit from the 3 books, which is awesome. You know, if y'all ain't read, you know, the Aftermath, Star Wars Aftermath novels, if you Star Wars fans, get that shit. See, I got it just because I saw that they was fixing it. Now, if it didn't get fixed, that was the one. Like when I was walking into the GameStop, Breezy, I was hearing that the shit had got fixed. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up because. And sure enough, when we sat down and everything else before last night, and I had jumped on here and I had installed it and I played the multiplayer to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? You getting, instead of getting like 200 some credits, you getting like 350, 500 for each game. You know, and I think they gonna. I'm telling you, they gonna fix it. But I just feel like at some point. We, you know, like you said, motherfuckers gotta start pre-ordering shit. Like I was gonna pre-order this to get the damn the Last Jedi skins and the damn the star cards or whatever. And then all the shit went down. So I actually got rewarded. Like you said, if you walk into the store the day it come out, most of the copies are pre-order copies that motherfuckers did pre-order, and you can still get the shit in the damn game, in the damn case. You know, so yeah, I kind of went on a tangent there, but
you're good.
But I'm saying like to break it down, it's kind of like I'm torn like a motherfucker as a Star Wars fan. This is the shit. As a game,
it's a solid game. Solid game.
I'm the best in the franchise almost.
It's probably a solid game, but then when you hit that microtransaction wall, it's like. Fuck.
Yeah, like it was almost perfect. But yeah, you know, like I said, man, patience is a virtue. And hold up. So I just found out, hot off the presses, the GameStop Power Pass has been delayed. And they're gonna indefinitely. Now what I seen, what I'm gonna get ready to say, because you know. I understand that GameStop full of shit, right? And we all do. Mm-hmm. But they had the lick because you had to think motherfuckers buying consoles. This shit was supposed to start Sunday. Motherfuckers was supposed to have been buying consoles, right? Like, or buying consoles for their kids. And they heard that GameStop Pro program and they could get a used game. And then, you know, kids, you know, they play the game and don't like, they take the shit back, right? GameStop all about used games. Motherfuckers would have signed up for that in droves for the holiday season. Motherfuckers wouldn't have been buying new shit. But I think, you know, and during the holidays, they want motherfuckers to buy new shit because they getting the deal.
Yeah.
They getting you know what I'm saying? So you know, call me crazy, but in February, you'll see the Power Pass pop back up again after all motherfuckers have bought all these games and shit. And you'll see it. But they could have fucking GameStop would have changed the game if they had stuck to their guns, but they did. So you know, yeah, So if you thought you was finna walk into GameStop Sunday, thinking you finna get that Game Pass, that Power Pass, nope. Don't even waste your time. And you heard it here first from Big Killzown. I'm probably gonna cut this part of the video out, or I'm gonna make a video of it separate, and we're gonna get some niggas on M4G so we can get this shit to the topic. I'm gonna hit up everybody. I'll be like, yeah.
I'll be right back in 5 minutes, my dude. I gotta go do something right quick.
All right.
I hate to back on you, but I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
All right. So while Breezy is gone, real quick, if you watching, make sure you like, comment, favorite, subscribe for the one time. Who we got up in the chat? If we got anybody in the chat right now, let me see who we got up there. It's my damn home. There we go. No, we ain't got nobody in the chat right now. But shout out to all of my subscribers and everybody that's been supporting the show and everything. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. I've been saying favorite. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for the one time. And make sure y'all hit the notifications bell so y'all see when we go live. Make sure you hit the notifications bell so y'all know when we update so y'all know when we go live, because YouTube ain't letting folks know. Hit the notifications bell, man. I'm dropping content every day for y'all. If y'all want to support the show, we got the Patreon popping right now in the description box. If you want to donate to the show, we running without ads. A lot of motherfuckers and already been closed up shop, and I ain't gonna hold no gun to your head or saying I'm gonna quit or fuck y'all or whatever. I'm not doing it. We not doing it. We still here for y'all. We still going strong. And if you want to support the show monetarily, like I said, we would definitely appreciate it. Giveaways and everything is getting ready to come back. So, don't think it's a game. I'm gonna start doing them. This whole show, is coming out of my pocket. Breezy pocket is coming out of it's coming out primarily mine because Breezy working on his game. But for him to be on the show, I want to make sure that he's taken care of. I want to make sure the writers we're gonna have on beatsandbiz.com are taken care of. I just want to make sure that everybody that's been holding me down and supporting me, i.e. y'all, the subscribers and my support system, is taken care of, because we all we got. As far as like we was saying, keeping it real. Real is rare, and fake is everywhere. So when y'all come to Beatz and Bitz podcast, we aim to keep it real. We strive to keep it real. We not controlled by any one entity, or we're not beholden to no developers or no publishers or no rappers or no artists. So we gonna say what we need to say, and we gonna try to be fair. We gonna try to be stylistic. We're gonna try to do all these different things, and we're gonna keep it raw. We're gonna keep it live. We're gonna keep it uncut, and we want the people that we down with, that's gonna write on the website or have video content. We want to make sure they get paid. We run the website without ads, because I don't want the message ever to be silenced. I don't want the website, because this website, YouTube, it could be shut down. I got to upload this on SoundCloud. I'm about to put a lip sync server out for the podcast on iTunes and things of that nature. Like, I gotta make sure that the content is everywhere. And I'm even thinking about investing in my own video hosting service, Flash video hosting service, just so we can have all of this content. Because one day, YouTube could be extinct. YouTube could not be, people stop making money on their videos and stop making content to be on the website. YouTube could be extinct one day. And the same goes for Twitch and Mix and all them other platforms. Like it's gonna come a time where these platforms might go the way of the dinosaurs. and we gotta have some place where we can congregate and we could, and we could get down where our vision and our voice can't be and won't be silent. So, that's my little PSA as far as for the show. But yeah. One more other thing I gotta talk about real quick before Breezy gets back. I'm gonna talk about my time with Star Wars Battlefront as far as the gameplay and everything else like that. I'm playing the story mode right after we get finished where I was in the story mode. I'm gonna come back to. So, make sure y'all stay tuned because we're going in. Soon, as soon as we get off of the show, we going in. So just get ready. Gameplay, far as control wise, is phenomenal. Third and first person. It plays great, sounds great, looks great. In the single player, also in the multiplayer, the guns are fair, they balance. People might be in the game right now, they might have buffs and things that'll pump up the game or not pump up the game, but kind of turn the tide. But if you skillful enough in your shot and you good, if you a good FPS if you're an FPS aficionado, you'll be all right. If you know what you're doing, you'll be all right. And yeah, man, I don't really have no complaints other than this microtransaction shit. But the game is solid. If you want to pick up the game, we'll leave it up to you. What else? We watched the Deadpool trailer before we got on. Breezy is hyped about it. I'm not, because it really didn't show nothing. It was a little funny skit with a couple of seconds of footage etched into it. I'm still looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. What's up, Yuki the Snowman? They gonna go look at my space. Yeah, what's up, Yuki the Snowman in the building? Yeah. What was I finna say? What else have I been playing? Hand of Fate 2. I never got to play the original, but if you like trading card games, D&D, and RPGs, this is the game for you. This is the perfect game for you. Check that out. I was playing Hellboy, getting my ass whooped by Bizarro yesterday on Injustice 2. But yeah. What was I finna say? Wow. I'm kind of on the fence. Let me think of here. Let me see here. Something that popped up on my screen. I was trying to make sure there wasn't no update or nothing like that. But anyway, because your boy still on Windows. But yeah, man. Ain't too much really going on with your boy, man. We still rocking, we still rolling. There's a whole lot of we still got a lot of things lined up in the future in the pipeline. A lot more content.
I'm back.
To come. What's up, Breezy?
Yep.
All right. What the hell happened?
Gotta help with groceries.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't want you.
But I'm back now.
We didn't want you to get it. I was just doing basically some little PSAs or whatever.
All
right. So damn, I was finna talk. So I was talking about just I gave everybody the commercial while you was gone, basically.
All right.
You know, and then I was telling people about playing Star Wars, and you know, it's a solid game. But you know, if you turned off by the microtransactions, you know, we're gonna leave that to y'all. Talked about the Deadpool trailer. Breezy, you hyped for it, like I said, but
Yeah.
I'm not because it wasn't no footage. And just telling them we got more what I've been playing and what I've been doing on the channel and stuff as of late, and
All right.
came back. So just to catch you up, but so now I'm kind of worried about the. Let's talk about this Avengers RPG. Ain't BioWare supposed to be doing that? And I'm pretty sure it's
Avengers RPG.
Yeah, it's either Ubisoft or let me see here. I'm thinking BioWare is doing it. Let me look real quick. Hold on. Like quick, let me pause this real quick.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about this.
Oh, you ain't know them? Hold on. New Avengers game. No. New Avengers game details. The Avengers project. No. This was from September. Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, that's Square.
Square. Okay, they doing it, and so now I'm kind of worried about this game because Square they DLC'd up right now with Final Fantasy 15.
Forget the DLC, Square.
Hold on, Breezy, you breaking up. What happened? Oh shit. Comcast fucking up again. What happened?
For Final that wasn't Versus that became 15, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 and everything else. Like Square has a problem just getting the game out the damn door, let alone the microtransactions and DLC.
But you know what? I'm gonna say is Square actually like they had DLC or whatever, and it wasn't necessarily all screwed and chopped up. Like it was the episodes or whatever from the game or whatever that they had, I guess, took out or whatever for DLC, and then they had like the Final Fantasy 15 Sega Pro Bass Fishing crossover they just came out with this in VR. And I'm actually thinking about I got to go back and play that game and get back on the ball with that game because I played the beginning of it, Breezy, and I didn't get back to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they actually did their thing with that game, and they did their thing with you know, with the Kingdom Hearts, the little the last collection or whatever. They finally got they had got Dream Drop Distance off of 3DS, which I didn't think was possible. And now we can play that shit on there, not on there, but on PlayStation.
We got a beta. We got a beta starting December 11th for Fighting EX Layer.
What's that?
You remember the old school fighting game that was like
Fighting EX Layer? What's that? You mean like
with D-Dark and Garuda and here, I'll just send you the trailer. You can show everybody the trailer.
Okay, is this the Kira Project thing they was talking about?
Yeah.
Or is this what's the name of that game?
Street Fighter EX is what it is.
No, but they had but it ain't Street Fighter EX though.
Yeah.
It's from, and they putting this out. They put who putting this out though?
I forget, but it's the beta's coming. Is
this from Square or is this from This is from No, but wait a minute. We on Square right now. So yeah, man, they got the Final Fantasy, the City of NT getting ready to come out, which I like the City, but I'm kind of like I'm on the fence like a mug when it comes to
the City is fun, but it has some issues with the camera.
Yeah, I gotta play hopefully they have a beta for, because I tried to get into the closed beta. Hopefully they have an open beta soon, because your boy trying to chill. You feel me? Your boy is trying to chill and trying to, trying to come up, you know. But shit, what was I finna say? Like, yeah. So wait a minute. So Fighting EX is Street Fighter EX, but it ain't Street Fighter EX. It's just the EX characters. So let's go ahead and look at this because I didn't know this was front page news. So hold on. All right, hold on. So we finna play it right now. I'm take this off so y'all hear it. Turn it down a little bit. Alien Slider. So these is all the characters from. Okay. What the hell just happened? Okay. Oh, kind of. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. So I don't know. I'm kind of. I got to see some more gameplay more than this. Got to see some more gameplay more than this. I don't know. We'll see. When do you say the beta coming, Breezy?
December 11th.
Okay, well we'll check it out then. What else going on? Shit.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, ain't nothing really else going on other than ain't nothing really else going on. Do you think I wonder what happened to Days Gone? Like we only seen.
I was supposed to get more footage of that PSX, is what the dev said.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully, I want to know how that game plays because it looked too amazing. Like to be like, I mean, Horizon kind of did the same thing, you know. But I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering what Microsoft got cooking up. Like, why don't Microsoft have a little Microsoft event like they used to? Like, they need to go ahead and bring that back. You know, they need to go ahead and bring it back because, yeah. I was feeling the little Microsoft event or whatever that they had going on, but we'll see, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, ain't really too much to talk about, man. I'm in the middle. I'm about to wrap this mission up, and we about to get back into Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the channel, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna see. It was something I wanted to talk to you about, but I done forgot what it was though. Like I'm trying to remember. Something else happened. Something else happened, but I'm blanking right now. Right now, as to what something just happened earlier today, and I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. But just so we don't have no dead air, this is Beatz This podcast. And we out. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, all that there. Hit the notifications bell and all that there. And ooh. But we're gonna hold that for tomorrow.
All right.
We out. Peace.